I welcome you guys one more time. Guys, today we discuss about top 10 communication skills which are really important to have. So if you are looking to improve your communication skills, this is the right place and I'm going to give you happening tips of how you can improve it. So there are relatively a lot of skills which you need to work on in order to improve your communication skills, and today we are going to discuss just that. So let's get started. So the first set of communication skill which you really need to work on is public speaking and presentation skills. So whenever you're in a set of people, you're in a crowd, in a meeting or in a boardroom, and you stand up and you speak in front of the crowd, you really stand out from all the others in the bunch, right? So if you have that sort of skill where you can speak publicly without any fear, that really works for you and you really stand out, right? So that is the first skill, which is presentation and public speaking skills. The next communication skill is interpersonal skill. So interpersonal skill means a one-to-one conversation, or whenever you're having a conversation with your supervisors, your subordinates, your teammates. So how you present yourself and how you're able to actually convince them with things. So that is called interpersonal skill. So that is another trait or another really important factor to have a good communication skill. So you really need to work on your interpersonal skill as well. The third one is listening skills. So this is one of the hidden skills, but believe me, this is a part of someone who has a good communication skill. Listening skills are important because if you're listening to someone, only then you can relate to them, only then you can come up with stories of similar incidents you have been with, and it really helps you have a very healthy conversation between the two of you, right? The fourth skill is communicating with empathy. So whenever you communicate with someone with empathy and you put their needs first, that's when you have a good, very, very good conversation and you yield the maximum out of that conversation. So it is really important that you communicate with empathy. You're able to relate with the other person better when you have an empathy. So yeah, this is one of the traits or one of the aspects of having a good communication skill, which is communicating with empathy. The next one is providing and accepting feedback. So it's very important that you always appreciate feedback, and also it's important that you give feedback to others. Constructive feedbacks can make a lot of changes in your life and it can help you grow in a really good way. Even if somebody is giving you a feedback, which is not so constructive for you, you can still find out something good about that feedback which is given to you. Make it constructive, make it work for you, right? So giving feedback and taking feedback, that is also really necessary to have for someone to have a good communication skill. The next one is teamwork and collaboration in groups. So, when you are in a team or when you're working, it's important that you have good team rapport. You're able to collaborate with a huge bunch of people. When you're able to do that, you can definitely stand out, when you compare with the other folks in the team. So that is another really important factor of communication skill. The next one is nonverbal communication. By nonverbal communication, I mean the body language when you speak to someone, right? So it's really important that you always come up or you always portray a very positive body language whenever you talk to someone. Don't make yourself feel very uneasy or harder for the other person on the other side to have a conversation with you, even more difficult. So always show gestures which are positive and which shows that you're actually comfortable having that conversation. So that is also important, that your non-verbal communication skills are a appealing, and you're making the other person who's on the other side of the table really comfortable, right? The next one is phone skills. So today, everything is so virtual, and we work most of the times from home, and almost all communications happen on Zoom calls or phones. So really important that you have good phone skills. So if you see, right, some person, they make you so comfortable just by adding some twists in their speech whenever they're talking to you on the phone. So if you ask somebody to look over something, and they're just quiet on the other side, you really don't understand, like, did you upset them, like what's going on? If someone tells you, okay, I'm looking over it, just give me a minute, like let me quickly check that out and get back to you, just hold on for a minute. So when you say that, you're having a good conversation, a good skill, right? So it's important today, in today's life, that you have a good phone skill as well. The next one is written skills. So written skills are important, because most of the time, whenever we're having a conversation, or whenever at the end of the day, we always try to send an email. So it's really important that we write things in a very systematic way, like what was the situation, what was done, what was the outcome. So everything is in a proper manner. Only then the other person will be able to understand what they write. Always draft your emails, read them once before sending them. So it's easier for everyone to understand what you're trying to convey, right? So that's written skill. Last but not the least is persuasive skills. So persuasive skills are also really important. So if you're able to convince someone on the other side of the table as to why you should go for this option and not the other option, and right, which is good, and you're not able to convince, then it becomes really difficult, right? So if you have good persuasive skills, and you want your team to maybe work on tool A, or not on tool B, you need to convince them with proper data points, and you need to have that skill in you to convince them as to why this and not that, right, with proper valid data points. So yeah, those were some of the tips, some of the communication skill tips which I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like my content, consider subscribing to my channel. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and I'm gonna see you guys real soon.